Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something pretty disturbing, this whole digital arrest scam happening in India.
Yeah, we're looking at the sources to really unpack how it works, both the psychological side and the system failures.
Right, the mission is to see the trap and the vulnerability. So let's start with that hook, the really shocking case.
The Gurugram resident, yeah. 48 years old, lost 5.85 crores rupees
Just staggering.
in 5 days.
5 days. It started with calls, people pretending to be customs officials.
Claiming what? Something about a parcel.
Exactly. A parcel supposedly sent by her to Beijing, filled with drugs. A complete fabrication, obviously.
Okay, so that's the initial threat. But how do they maintain control for 5 days? That's the core of the digital arrest, isn't it?
It is. The sources are clear she was forced onto Skype. Continuous surveillance.
Wow. So not just threats about prison or, harming her son, but actually watching her constantly. It removes any chance to think clearly, call family, get outside advice. It's pure psychological pressure designed to ensure compliance.
Engineered fear, basically, to get those huge transfers done.
Precisely. And this isn't isolated. When you look at the bigger picture,
Yeah, let's zoom out. The scale, according to government data you found, is just, it's ballooning, right?
it really is. Reported cases nearly tripled between 2022 and 2024.
Tripled. Even with nationwide alerts. I think the Prime Minister even issued warnings.
Yes, despite all that, which tells you how effective these scams still are, and laundering that much money requires, well, serious infrastructure.
Right, you can't just move millions easily. What did the police find?
These complex networks of mule accounts often set up using ideas of people who are, frankly, very vulnerable.
Like who?
Laborers, widows, people living in poverty, they often have absolutely no idea their name is being used for this.
And the sources mentioned specific banks being weak spots.
Definitely. Smaller cooperative banks seem to pop up frequently. Weaker compliance, maybe? There was even an arrest of a former bank director linked to setting up these kinds of accounts.
Okay, so cooperative banks are one thing, but what about the major players? The victim in Gurugram used HDFC, ICICI.
And that is the critical failure point highlighted in the sources. Think about it. 2.8 crores transferred one day from HDFC, then 3 crores the next.
Those amounts, they must have been way outside her normal activity, right?
Hundreds of times larger, apparently. So where were the red flags, the automated systems, the large transaction alerts?
Yeah, shouldn't something have triggered, like unusual activity alerts, maybe even geolocation checks if she wasn't physically at the bank?
It seems like a massive oversight, the kind of failure that doesn't just allow the crime, but almost speeds it up.
So what did the bank say? HDFC, ICICI.
Well, they denied wrongdoing. Said procedures were followed.
Standard procedure allows transfers hundreds of times larger than normal under duress. That seems problematic.
It does, and the outcome for the victim was, well, pretty bleak. The banking ombudsman rejected her complaint.
So liability falls on her, despite the surveillance.
Seems so. Liability on the customer. And the problems don't stop there.
Oh,
She'd liquidated investments to pay the scammers right under duress. Now she's reportedly facing tax demands on those funds.
no way. So she's lost the money and owes taxes on it.
Exactly. Most of the 5.85 crores is gone, untraceable. She's facing this long fight in consumer court for maybe a tiny fraction back.
That's just devastating. So connecting the dots here.
The key takeaway, I think, is that these scams work on two levels. Yes, they exploit deep human fear, but
But they also absolutely rely on these systemic weaknesses, these gaps in the financial oversight.
right, when the safety nets fail that badly, the system itself kind of accelerates the crime, turns it from possible to catastrophic.
So the final thought for you, our listener, to maybe chew on, what should banking liability look like in a situation like this?
Yeah, when a customer makes a huge, totally out-of-character transfer, but they're also verifiably under digital duress, being watched.
Does that change things? If the bank's systems could or should know the customer isn't acting freely, who's really responsible then? Who holds the key?